see that, Tuffy? You see where that went? We all love Papa's bread, don't we? Look how many people want a bit of Papa's bread. Good morning and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be starting a brand new project, which is the total rebuild of our bathroom shower area, which is this room behind us. We're going to be completely rebuilding it in the space of this old falling down shed. So we're going to be rebuilding. Anyway, we're going to be rebuilding that to make a nice shower. I think we can do a lot better this time. And we're also going to be building a little undercover utilities area, which is where we're going to start, and just generally making this whole ugly, messy area nicer, make a nice outdoor seating area. We've already got some nice plants growing along here, which we planted a few years back, and they filled out nicely. So yeah, let's get started. First of all, I'll show you some of the problems with our existing bathroom shower, because I mean it works, but it was the first building project, DIY project that I ever did, and I know that we could do a lot better now, so I'll show you some of the things that we're not happy about. So the first thing is the door is not great. I know we could change it, but this is just one of the many things that we want to change, so we'll do it differently in the new space. The other main thing maybe you can see is the light situation. There's a tiny window, but there's no other light really coming in here, so it's pretty dark and not very nice. We really want to have plants and stuff growing in our bathroom shower area, which is just not possible with the amount of light that enters in here, so we're going to bear that in mind when we rebuild over there. The compost toilet is okay, but there are some changes in the design that I would do next time around. I would have like the sawdust compartment and the organic material like separate, so you can take it out and refill it. It's a bit of a pain to bring everything in, and just the unit itself being so big means that it just occupies a lot of space. I think compost toilet V2 will be like a very small compact system, and we separate the urine, we collect the urine in a bottle underneath where it goes, and that's just a bit annoying and not very pleasant to empty. So in the next design we would have a pipe that just takes the urine straight out to a filtration system or wherever it needs to go, but it wouldn't sit under the toilet. It's pretty amazing that we haven't had any major accidents with that pot system, but it is something that you have to keep your eye on because you really don't want that to go wrong. Other issues, we don't have hot water coming into the sink. I don't know why I thought that was not important, but it's quite annoying when you want to wash your hands in the winter and it's freezing cold. The shower, what can I say? It works, but it's just not very nice. The floor, the tiles, not very nice. The drain it doesn't work, so we're actually in the situation now where we have to sweep all the water out of the room, which is ridiculous. There's not good storage in here. Those shelves up there where we put some of our bath products are like super hard to clean. They're really deep and impossible to get in. It's just not a very nice room. So
well, my eyes are here, so this is what I see when I look at myself in the mirror, and I have to go like. So yeah, that would be one change request.
there's about 20 more minor things that we would change as well, for sure. And we have just, because we knew we were going to change this room and rebuild it, we've let it get quite dirty, quite nasty. There's mold growing. The shower curtain is, don't point at the shower curtain. It's just, I don't even like being in here with Santi, to be honest. It's pretty gross, so it needs rebuilding.
Right, so you can see behind me, over here, I've done the metal grid armor for the concrete pad to reinforce it. One thing worth mentioning, at least I'm quite proud of it, is that all of this rebar, we had it lying around. So we didn't spend a euro on it, and we got rid of what essentially was trash for us. So I'm really happy that we could make a fairly decent grid out of stuff we had lying around. So thank you, previous owner. Another development is that we had this column here, and it's not really a pillar. What it is an asbestos pipe filled in with concrete. That you can see probably there, that it's a pipe filled with concrete, not with concrete, well, who knows what's filled with, but the key thing is that I'm like 80% sure that is made of asbestos. So what I was trying to do was just chip away around it so that I could like break it from the base, because I imagine there's cement down there. But as I was chipping away, I found other pieces of asbestos in there, and I got scared, and I said, I don't want to be chipping into something that could contain mixed asbestos. So what we're gonna do is cover it, essentially. So we're gonna pour concrete here, and then around it we're gonna build with brick. We're gonna encase it in brick and just make it like a fake pillar. Well, it could be a real pillar, but a not necessary pillar. But yeah.
Yeah, the hole's totally... No, it's not totally in the wrong place. It's sort of in the wrong place. That hole's in the wrong place.
Bobby, Bobby.
So that's the lines.
Alright, so the hole is not in the right place. Fine. So I'm out here in our drylands field where we've been sowing barley, and I'm going to start the olive pruning today. These trees in this field have not been pruned in many years, at least 4 I would say. So it's going to be not a massive job because there's not that many, but it's going to probably take a little while to get each tree looking like how we want it. Anyway, I'm going to tell you more about that next week. Before I get started, I just wanted to tell you about the sponsor for today's video, which is Bottle Bottle. Mauro and I absolutely love these bottles, which are made from recycled steel and biodegradable plastic. This is my favorite one here, which I've been using every day, not just because of the design and the capacity, but because it actually has a handy little compartment at the bottom. It's actually been very useful for storing little bits and pieces. There's also a like pill compartment that you can slot in if you want, so sometimes I use that as well if I'm going away overnight, for example, or going on a trip to the city, because there are some things I wouldn't want to be caught short without. So it's just nice to know I've got somewhere safe, clean, practical and always with me where I can grab what I need if it turns out I need it. I also really like that it has the option of drinking through a straw or drinking through like a normal hole because these things will keep your drink cool or hot for 12 hours. So if you have a hot drink, I don't know, I think it's just a bit weird to drink through a straw. So
yeah, I've been using this classic tumbler, I think it's called. All of these have like a really handy clip, so for carabiner fans like me, I really like clipping things to me, so I appreciate that.
what is going on? She's having a moment with that pine tree. So if your current bottle is looking a little tatty, or you're still drinking out of plastic, maybe this is a sign to you. You can visit the link in my description to get your own bottle, and you can use the discount code 15Harriet to get 15% off. Ooh. Bite, bite, bite. Very exciting day today. Mao, where are you? Oh dear.
Nah, this is a rock.
Okay.
He took it like a champ. I put a bucket of oats like we normally do for Moses, and he started eating, and then like the smallest donkey just came over and said like, this is mine now, and then started kicking Moses on the side, but Moses would not stop eating, so it's just like taking kick after kick.
The oats are worth it.
Sorry?
The oats are worth it, I guess.
Yeah. In the end, they won, but like he took like a good 8 kicks.
Poor Moses. Oh, you're gonna lose that for sure. That's gonna get embedded in the concrete pad. There we go. Any idea where the shovel is? It's not here. I want to see this first pour, this first mix, and then let rain. Then we'll go upstairs for Santi's nap.
If it starts raining, I'm. So we're gonna need half more of that. Let me level.
I'm gonna have to abandon you. See you later.
So this is what 2 of these pasteras look like. I would say I'm what, quarter of the way there, maybe a bit less because those are deeper holes. Surprisingly, it's heavy work, especially on your own where you have to like carry everything. I understand why crews are crews and not like single person. Let's do one more. Well, that's the third one. I'm really hungry. I need a coffee. And I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. Let's make a coffee now. Thank you for your help.
What are you doing? Drying out your sweaty, your sweaty top. Alright, we're refueled and warmed up, and we're gonna crack on. If Santi will let us. Feeling like cracking on, Santi? We'll see. Right, here's your gravel. Where do you want this? Like, as close as possible?
Yeah. Let me do it.
We should flatten that out a little bit.
Yeah, the ergonomics of this building site are not there.
Yeah. Did you know before you brought that pastera over from the donkey field that there's one right there?
No.
So what do you need? One watering can and
1.5 watering cans.
okay. What are your thoughts on after pastera number 4?
It is efficient.
More efficient than you would think for mixing by hand.
Yeah, I think the perfect setup is to like do it with a drilling machine.
Ah, yeah. Midday update, how's it going?
We did a lot more than I thought we would. Just you helping out with a couple of wheelbarrows of stone already accelerated it so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy.
Looking good. Go see Papa, he's working so hard. He's working so hard and he's filming us too. This has never happened before. How's it going?
Have a look.
Ooh. Whoa, you did loads. That looks great.
Santi's not impressed.
No.
What?
Santi, this is so we can put a washing machine and wash all your dirty little clothes.
It's a bit awkward.
Okay, we've just had lunch. Mauro is now with Santi for his afternoon nap. And I'm going to try and finish this off. I have to say, this is a lot harder than Mauro made it look. I've just never mixed such a massive quantity of stuff in a pasta before, and it's just really hard to get going. Like, it's alright once you sort of get everything wet and more or less mixed, then it's fine. But it's just like getting the water all mixed in is just really hard. I'm going really slowly and honestly wondering if we're going to finish today because it's just gone 4 o'clock, must be about 20 past 4 now. The light is going to start going in an hour or so. I think I've still got 2 more of these to do to finish, and then we'll have to clean up. And yeah, I don't know, Mauro's already had his shower, his cold shower, so it's not really fair to pass back to him, so I'll just have to keep going until we're done. These are the bricks for the columns that we're going to be building. So today we're starting on the columns that are going to support the roof. I'm quite excited. This is definitely going to be a test of my bricklaying skills, which are not great, so we'll see how it goes, but I'm looking forward to seeing the columns go up. I think they're going to go up quite quickly and it's going to be really cool to see them here. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, the base is down. That is actually really hard. There's so many like dimensions to think about, like is it level this way, that way, upwards, downwards? Is it level with the other one? Is it level with the wall that it's supposed to like be level with? Maybe not quite, but I think the bottom one is the most important. As long as these are more or less okay, then everything upwards hopefully will be a little bit less fiddly. Brick by brick, the columns started to go up. It was definitely not the quick job I had expected, but it was very satisfying. After Santi's morning nap, Mauro relieved me and took over so I could go and make him a snack and get a few things done in the garden with Santi. It'd be a lot easier without you, Santi. Yeah, it's harder than you think, isn't it? I now have more respect for whoever did the brickwork in the, the rest of that building, because we always thought it looked rubbish, but it's harder than you would think. Isn't Papa doing a good job? Hmm? Anyway, I ended up taking over again with the pillars. I was quite enjoying myself with this job and wanted to see how high we could build them by the end of the day. So I just realised I made a bit of a mistake actually. Feel a bit stupid. So Mauro said before we started that there needed to be a centimetre between each brick, and I took that to mean like between one row of bricks and the next. So I was trying really hard to get like a centimetre of cement in between each row, which is quite hard because it's quite a lot and the weight of the brick like compresses it. I did my best, but I was aware that there wasn't a full centimetre between each row. Turns out he meant between each brick, like side by side, which makes a lot more sense because I was wondering why are they like slightly just not like fitting together perfectly, why are there little overhangs here? And it's because you're meant to have a centimetre in between and then it would all like fit. So yeah, luckily we were planning to render it anyway, but I mean, I don't know if you can see, but now the rendering job is going to be harder because we have more irregularities in the side of the columns, but yeah, that was just stupid of me. But then again, that roof, if you want to match the height of that roof has a load of cement on top. We're not going to have that height, so do we want to go higher? What are we going to do? Just put like boards and tiles, like the OSB boards like they did on our roof, and then tiles, like mortar and tiles on top?
I'm gonna try to perfectly match that roof so it looks like one. So we just do this roof and then worry about that one later and match that one to this one. Is that what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
Our first grapefruit.
It is our first grapefruit.
Amazing. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to feed it to
I
me.
can feed you. Ready?
Ready? Home.
It's good, isn't it?
It's everything I wanted it to be.
Funny enough, grapefruit is Mauro's favourite food. Favourite fruit. Food? No, you wouldn't go that far.
Not food, yeah.
Fruit. But yeah, it's a weird
so
one.
Juicy.
It's a weird one to be a favourite, but
And quite sweet, not super bitter.
really juicy. Where's your hat gone? Oh no. You had a hat on last time. Oh, there it is. Not outright rejection. So I think we've changed our mind about what kind of roof we're going to build about 5 times now.
Yeah, we've been going back and forth.
I can't even remember what we ended up on. Are we going for a flat roof? Yeah.
It's one of those things that every time I think about it, I see arguments for both. So we just need to settle on one because I don't think we're gonna reach a final conclusion.
Yeah, this morning we were saying we were going to slope it and tile it so it fits in with the other roof that we've got here. But in reality, we're just never going to get around to tiling it, are we? Look at Papa doing his bricks.
I need bricks. The camera's on the bricks.
Okay, we're almost there. It's getting a little trickier now. We're getting this high. Oh, look at that. That's what we were hoping for. And finally, the last few bricks were going on. I totally stole this job from Mauro in the end, who only ended up doing about 4 rows in total because I was just having so much fun with this part of the project. There we go, there they are. I can't believe we did it. And they're still standing. so far?
We have a wooden beam there, 2 beams, at least maybe 3. You'll have another beam here. Okay, so if they're 2 meters long, you could be putting them like
that's what
that.
I mean,
Yeah, that works.
So at this point, we had built the concrete pad and these 2 magnificent pillars, yet we were still undecided about how to do the roof. When we started this work, we did think we knew what we were doing. We do always start with a plan, even though it doesn't look like it, but I don't know what happens when we start building. It all just goes out of the window. Does this happen to anyone else? Anyway, at this specific moment, we did have a plan for the roof, and let me tell you, we now have another one. So you'll have to join us next week to see what we actually decide to do.
Hello. Santi. Santi.
Where's Papa?
Hello. This wall, yeah, we can just build it up with normal bricks, like nothing special here.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to fill in there, but we can fill in there with rocks and cement. Something.
Would you like one door in our house that you
One
don't
door
have
in our
to?
house to be my height.
Well, we're gonna have to go up a bit then. You're
It's not standard. I fit through all doors. Like, it's not standard. So just break. Yeah, if you want.
Anyway, I think that's it for this video, so thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.